Hello ladies and gentlemen, Phoenix or Nix here and welcome to another video. Not really a rant, it's more of a newsy piece today. And yeah, so hello again, I hope you're all doing well. And thank you to all of my new subscribers, all of you that have joined within the recent couple of weeks I guess. Thank you to all of you, and thank you to all of my existing subscribers, I love you all. Thank you to everyone that's been viewing my videos. I've noticed that these videos seem to be getting a bit more views, so I'd like to do this more often. I'm also going to be trying out a face cam with my next playthrough of a video game. I actually plan to do some live streaming. If you want to know when I'm live streaming, please check my Twitter. The link is on my main channel. It'll be the little bird, Tweety birdie picture on my banner where Lumina is. And yeah, check that because I'm going to link up my Twitch account with my Twitter so that it tells you when I'm live streaming. And I'll probably be live streaming Dino Crisis because I plan to be speedrunning that game, so I'm going to be practicing that, and I'll probably have my face cam up then. And yeah, hopefully I can do more live streams, more and more, and you guys will enjoy that. I'll also upload it to YouTube if you miss it, so don't worry about that. But anyway, so what I'm going to talk about today is the game industry. Just when I think that it may turn its head around and actually try and be decent and make games for a change, no, they decide, you know, Connect and the Sony camera wasn't enough. We have another gimmick now, which is virtual reality. Just as the gimmicks were starting to die off, I felt like the gimmicks were beginning to die off, like Connect, that utter piece of crap that there are no games, there were hardly any games actually made for that. I don't know if there are, at least in my opinion, none that were interesting. Not only that, but it seems like a worthless piece of, just a worthless piece of equipment, a worthless piece add-on for the Xbox that almost did nothing for me. Like literally, the fact that I can move the sliders on the main menu, I couldn't care less about. And the fact that they revolved the whole main menu of the Xbox around bloody Connect, I hate as well. That camera is just a waste of time. It literally, mine is up in the loft right now gathering dust in a box because it's a piece of crap to me. I don't use it, pardon my language, but it was just a worthless piece of technology for me that didn't do anything with it, and I didn't feel it really wasn't all that innovative anyway, in my opinion. But now the game industry moves on from one gimmick to another, and it just makes me shake my head. It's like, can we have enough with the gimmicks? Seriously, it's getting to the point of irritation now. If a Kinect wasn't irritating enough as it was, Sony have now unveiled the Morpheus, the virtual reality headset, and apparently Microsoft are now also developing their own one, which is... this game industry at the moment reminds me of the bloody government, especially the British government. It's a bunch of schoolboys, it's a bunch of school kids in a classroom fighting each other, literally, about who's the best and who's the... It's just an absolute joke. There is no unique game console... There's nothing unique about the game industry anymore altogether, really. No one's like trying to... Everyone's trying to one-up each other now. It's not like, oh, we've got something completely different to you. Nobody's trying to be different anymore. Everyone's trying to be the bloody same. It's the same with Kinect and the PlayStation camera. They were both trying to steal from Nintendo and their whole motion control. It's just like, oh, we're going to one-up you because now we've got a camera. We don't need a controller to use our motion control. Ha ha ha. It's like nobody's trying to be unique. And honestly, if everyone's making the same... Sorry, I'm looking out my window. If everyone's making the same bloody thing, as everyone's trying to make almost similar items, what's the point in even trying to go up against each other? Just come together and make the same thing. Because honestly, that's all they seem to be doing now is copying each other, and it's petty, it's boring. And honestly, I don't even understand why they'd be in competition anymore, because suddenly, I mean, I feel like suddenly with all of the console makers, it's all about making new technology. Stuff the games. The game industry has forgot how to be a game industry. It's literally forgotten how to be a game industry now. It's all about consoles. It's all about bloody hardware. It's not about software anymore. I swear that there will be, by the end of, in 4 years' time, there'll be less games made for all of these new consoles than there ever were for like PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360. It's like the games are slowly decreasing. I mean, they're increasing in ridiculous amount of money, prices. Like the price for video games, to make a video game nowadays is an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke to make a AAA game now. And the only thing is they've set that standard for themselves, and it's a pathetic standard because at the end of the day they waste all their budget on graphics, and the story and the characters end up being the ones that lack development and in the gameplay. And those are the three key factors of a bloody game. But anyway, I just feel like this game industry, all it cares about now is making more and more and more advanced technology in terms of hardware, and the video games are falling by the wayside. I mean, this might as well not be called the game industry anymore. It might as well just be slotted into the entertainment industry as another subsidiary of the entertainment industry, because it doesn't feel like the game industry anymore. There's no emphasis upon the games. There is no emphasis upon the games for me. Looking back at Xbox One's first unveiling, all they talked about was bloody TV. Oh yes, you can watch Fox, and you can use your voice with Connect that's built in because we're bastards and you have to use it because it doesn't sell otherwise. And yes, you can watch different TV programs, you can record them, and oh yes, it's lovely jubbly. But it's just like, I feel like the games are just falling by the wayside, and the whole bloody point of this industry is the video games, not the consoles, not the hardware. If we talk about the ridiculousness of what virtual reality is. Now, way back, Nintendo made their own virtual reality. I believe it was the Virtual Boy, and that ended up giving people like headaches, and it was an absolute waste of money. It was a complete piece of crap in the end, and it didn't sell well. And to me, they're basically just doing that again with these whole new virtual headsets like the Oculus Rift and the Morpheus and whatever Microsoft's going to call their one. It just feels like the same thing again. And at the end of the day, they say it's a much more immersive experience. It's enriching. You know, you can look around like this and see the world. I can look around and see the world if I use my controller and look at my TV. Okay, honestly, it feels like it feels like the game industry is getting lazy. I mean, when they actually make games, that is, because basically the way the Morpheus works is it uses the PlayStation 2 camera almost like the Move. So when you look this way, you know, the screen moves with you. But it just feels like the game industry is becoming lazy to me, because now they can't be bothered how to describe it. I feel like they're being lazy because instead of trying their hardest to make a game immersive by just you looking at the TV, making it more immersive, but in the use of sound and in the use of what's on the screen and with the controls of your character, I feel like they're becoming lazy and just shoving this virtual reality in front of your face so they don't have to do that. Because at the end of the day, all these virtual reality headsets are to me is literally a small TV screen glued to your eyes, like right here. You're like looking at it like this, your eyes are smashed up against the screen. It's utterly ridiculous, because that's all I see this as. It's just a screen, literally glued in front of your eyes. There's no groundbreaking technology here. Sure, looking to left and right and the screen moving left and right for you so you can see is interesting, but I can easily do that with a joystick on my game controller while looking at the TV. It's nothing groundbreaking, and to be honest, I don't feel that it's all that much more immersive. And at the end of the day, the whole challenge is to make a game immersive. They're kind of stripping away the whole challenge of making a game immersive by smashing a screen against your eyes. I believe challenging game publishers and game producers to actually make a game more immersive and other such details like that actually makes them better producers of video games, and also makes their game better because they're striving for excellence. They're striving to make this game better. But now they're just giving you a screen. It's like, oh wow, this is so immersive. Oh, no matter what happens to my eyes, it doesn't even matter if they go really fucked up and, you know, all of that, and they start bleeding one day, because this is so immersive. Wow. Like, I mean, they don't even talk about what the health effects of this can be, because to me this sounds a bit dodgy, having a screen about this close to your eyeballs. Even if it's a small screen, it doesn't sound very healthy to me, and I can see the ignorant, people within the pool of ignorance, sadly I don't have my diagram, bollocks, but the people in the pool of ignorance are going to sit on this thing for days at a time, no doubt, because it's so immersive, because as we know, the people that live in the pool of ignorance are easily convinced that something's groundbreaking in terms of technology or in terms of, you know, the other sort of things. You know, they're easily fooled. But I can just see people sitting on this for days at a time, and then eventually there'll be this whole news thing like Sony's Morpheus causes blood vessels to burst and blood started dripping from their eyes, and they had to have eye implants and now they're blind. Tear for the ignorant people. Sad face. It's not their fault, they're stupid. Well, it is, but, you know. But they didn't even talk about the health effects of this thing, and to me, this does sound kind of dodgy, because you have, literally, it's a screen, to me, the way I'm viewing it, it's a screen about this close to your eyes. You're going to be looking at it for a long time. We still don't know what long periods of time looking at a laptop could do to you. Looking at a TV, you know, if you stare at a TV... If you're too close to a TV while you're watching it, it can cause short-sightedness. If you sit too close to TVs while you're watching them, and same for laptops too, any screen, if you look at them for too long and you're too close to them, it causes short-sightedness. What on earth is this going to do to your eyes? It's this close to your eyes, like inches away from your eyeballs. What on earth is that going to do to people that use this? They're going to be mega short-sighted. Before long, in 2050, people are going to be wearing glasses, like everyone. It'll be like the new thing, because everyone's going to have them, even babies, because they'll probably have made Morpheus fetus version. You know, we can attach the Morpheus to your fetus so they can enjoy their time in the womb. So it's more immersive for them. Alright. And what else I had is that it plays movies. Okay, well I can watch a movie on my TV. What's the difference? Except for that you're smashing it up against my eyes. I honestly can't see a difference, because a movie at the end of the day is a 2D image. Even if it is 3D, you can't do this with it. You can't look around the world. It's pre-filmed. It's not like a game. So what would be the difference between watching a movie that's right up against your eyes in 2D and watching it from a TV far off? Because I can tell you, I'd much rather lie in my bed, watch a movie from a TV, because it's 10 times more comfortable than having this headset jammed onto your head and having to sit there with your head upright and watch a movie on this puny little screen that's doing damage to your eyes. Not only that, like the spine, depending on how heavy this is, I mean, how is this going to affect our necks after long-term use? I mean, think of the amount of times you're going to be doing this all the time. And it's not to say that the human body isn't made for that, but I can just imagine that eventually someone continuing to do this is going to do some right damage to their neck, like really long-term damage, especially after long-term exposure from this thing. It just doesn't sound like a very healthy, groundbreaking technology to me, and it's not all that immersive in my eyes. It should be produced, but it just shocks me. I was looking at this guy actually using it on IGN, and obviously the idiots at IGN were relishing in the whole, oh, it's so amazing, whoa! You know, because we know what IGN's like. I mean, IGN, you can't spell ignorant without IGN, so well, what does that tell you? But, I was watching this guy actually use it, and he had all these cables coming out of everywhere. He had a separate pair of headphones. It's like, so not only are we going to have this thing smashed up against our eyeballs, we're going to have about 50,000 pieces of cable running down our bodies just to be able to bloody use it. I'd much rather just be holding a controller that has one cable or no cable and looking at a TV. It sounds much more appealing to me. And not only that, how immersive can it get? Because unless you pay like £1 billion to get the whole Oculus Rift thing, if you've seen it, some guy was literally sitting on this like treadmill, custom treadmill, and he can run around, and it was keeping him in place, and he was playing Call of Duty with a plastic gun and doing this while he was wearing the headset. Unless you pay £1 million, which obviously this is for the excuse me, average consumer. The average consumers are going to have that sort of money. So all they're going to be doing is doing this. Are you really telling me that doing this is that more immersive when you could just look at your TV and use the joystick? Because at the end of the day, I'm not seeing much more immersion there. And then they go, oh, it's such an enriching sound. Really? Well, if you bought surround sound, I'm sure it'd be just as enriching, because most video games nowadays have surround sound. Okay, it's not. You could even just buy a headset and put it on your ears. It's not. The guy was literally just wearing a pair of Sony headphones. So literally, where's the immersion there? I could buy a pair of headphones. I could put some headphones on right now and play a video game hooked up to the TV, and it would be the same amount of immersion. So just to me, this new virtual reality is just another gimmick and another waste of time. And yet again, the game industry is going to focus on a useless technology. And the video games, believe it or not, the video games that built this industry in the first place are going to suffer once more. And by the end of 10, 20, 40, I can see that there'll be like 2 video games coming out each year, because their budgets would have bumped up to about £1 billion just to make one game. And I just, the horror of the thought that this whole virtual reality could be the future of gaming, as IGN crowned it, which that made me chuckle enough as it was, because the whole point of gaming is, you know, using a controller, controlling your character, and actually being able to, you know, control them and do. It's an immersive experience. Yes, you actually get, you know, you get to control the character, etc. But with this, that level of immersion hasn't gone up all that much. It just hasn't. It's just a screen glued to your eyes. Why does this ignorance have to continue growing? But please tell me what your guys' thoughts of it are. I'm probably going to have to end this now, because I'm worried that I'm about to run out of tape. Or not tape, but memory. My camera probably hasn't got much battery left. If I think of any more things I'd like to say about this, I'll make another video. But I hope you've enjoyed my video. I hope it was insightful. Please give me your comments what you think of this ridiculous gimmick that's just going to bring the gaming industry further down. Because I just don't think it's going to have much longevity. It's going to just be like the stupid motion control. I mean, they just jump from one gimmick to another, while the games are falling by the wayside and are suffering for it. We shouldn't be focusing on technology, game industry. We should be focusing on, guess what? The software, the video games, the bloody reason people buy these consoles, not the hardware. The hardware is not what makes games. It's the freaking software, the video games. But anyway, I think I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all have a great day. Please leave some comments, as I said. And yeah, I guess that's it. Just one more, if I can, just because I've forgotten it. I'm going to say a quote from now on. It's going to be, rise from the ashes and keep the flame alive. Okay, people? Rise from the ashes, keep the flame alive. This is Phoenix, signing out. Take care, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now, guys.